Hello everybody. Just thought I'd do a brush restoration video for you guys. These are some of my favorite brushes from my own line. I have a size 12, which is not too bad compared to the other ones. A size 10, and these are all crimp brushes, 14 and 16, my favorite. So you can see these brushes probably a little bit gunked. There's got like acrylic in there. See, it's hardened. Probably just me being negligent, and yes, this one definitely says it's got acrylic in here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually soak these in acetone. I don't recommend doing this unless you have really big buildup in your brush. You can use brush cleaner if you want. I just think that once I do these restorations, it means these brushes are probably getting to a level where they're really old. So I'm just gonna definitely just clean it with brush cleaner, and it'll be able to, acetone, straight up acetone, because I just want to be able to get it completely out and all get the gunk out. And acetone just breaks down the acrylic a lot faster, and we don't want to do this too many times. We just want to do it just a few times, maybe once or twice every 3-4 months. But we're going to be soaking these in acetone, and I'll be right back, and I'll show you guys how much the acetone will break down the acrylic in this solution. Brush cleaner essentially is acetone. It just has a little bit, a lower grade, but I really wanted to break it down. Yes, it does dry the brush out, but a good Acrylic brush shouldn't get dried out right away from one-time usage. This is like kind of like a last effort. Don't throw away your brushes. You're getting acrylic gunk in there. There's a few ways you can restore it, and I'll show you guys how I restore my brushes. And these brushes are over 6 months, so almost a year. Some of these are a year old, and I've done this at least once or twice on these brushes before. So we'll see you back when I'll show you when this is all soaked up and all done with, and then we're gonna start with the restoration process. Okay, so we're back. This took about maybe 10 minutes. I don't recommend soaking them for that long. Usually acetone is very strong, so you should break out all the deposits fairly easily there. First thing we're gonna do is gonna feather through, making sure that there's no acrylic in there. Sometimes there's acrylic in the middle of the body and you miss it. Here's a little bit of acrylic here. It's okay, we're just gonna get this a little bit more dab. So it's pretty much all out here. Just get that nice and flat. Because this is a crimp brush, I gotta make sure that I'm gonna train it to the shape I like it. So the shape is pretty much like this, where the crimp is right here. So I want to keep the shape, this, because we're gonna be restoring this and we're gonna be actually putting it back into shape. So these ones, I see the ones that are clumped up, got a little bit of acrylic in here. See that? The acetone actually will break the acrylic down, and you can actually slowly push it out. You see? Monomer brush cleaner will not be able to do this. Well, it will, but it takes longer. This took me about 10 minutes. And you're removing that acrylic chunk. So there's actually clear acrylic in there, and I've actually removed that. See, even you can see this a little bit, slightly just nudge it and it'll come right out. And this is what we're doing, like we're deep cleaning. For those times that you accidentally left acrylic in your brush and it's caked in, see, now we feather through and free of all acrylic. Maybe a little bit here down the base, but that should be fine. That's in the base of the nail, the brush. They'll be able to get out once I start using it. So retray my brush same way I would. Oh wow, got a lot of acrylic out of that one. Feather through with the same brush, feather through. When you feather through with your finger, you actually can feel it, and this one actually free of it. Most of the acrylic, see if they have little specks here, look at. Just nudge it and it'll come right out lightly. See that? And a 10 brush. Not bad, okay. So most of the acrylic should be deposited in the acetone. If there's bigger chunks, you can nudge it out. Smaller residue, you can take it out. So now, we're gonna get rid of our acetone. And we're gonna get some monomer out. Any monomer is fine, whatever you're using. What monomer does is actually makes the brush a little bit softer, and also gives it, it kind of keeps its shape also. So I'm gonna use my monomer to finish cleaning this. So I'm just gonna clean. Squeeze any residue, and the monomer helps me shape the brush. See, it kind of gives it more, almost like a sticky surface, and it helps the brush stay in the shape. So that's what I'm gonna use the monomer for. Remember, I gotta keep my shape. My brush is crimped like that. This is how I like the brush, and that's how I'm gonna keep it. See that? Nice. And this is almost 6-7 months old, this brush. Look how nice the quality is. I always love Acrylic brushes. This is my size 14, one of the most big sellers. My 16, also a big seller. There we go. So remember, now the brush is all free of acrylic. We'll just reshape it and see what the crimp is. I'm gonna shape it, make sure that it stays where the crimp is. Now, next step, I get a little bit of cuticle oil. You can use any cuticle oil you want. I like using cuticle oil because remember, we just soaked it in acetone. It's very, very, dry. So if it's a good Klinsky, you put a little bit of cuticle oil on here. Soaks it in there. And what that does is it soaks right in. See, I said that oil just soaks right into. Use any cuticle oil, the better cuticle oil, the better it is. But make sure I keep the shape. It soaks right in there. And use however you want it. Okay, now the next step is very important because I want to make sure that this brush stays in shape while it's, getting revitalized, you can't even say that, restored. So I will take regular top coat. I'm talking about top coat, regular top coat that, not gel top coat. And this is what's gonna do is, you remember when you first get these brushes, there's like a little bit of a sealant. This will replicate that sealant, and it kind of brings it back to its new stage, okay? So I'll take regular top coat and I'll apply the regular top coat as is, right on the outside. And remember, we can always break this top coat out again with monomer acetone, because this is not gel top coat. This is gonna be very easy to break out. If your brushes are worse than mine, where it's like really frayed out, what this does is it holds the bristles together. And I would say, give this 24 hours. My brushes aren't as bad, but I've known a lot of your brushes probably look like makeup brushes or look like a bird's nest, It's all over the place. So what this does is allows that to hold the shape overnight. And then tomorrow I'm just gonna clean it. I'm gonna probably do this again tomorrow. I'll come out and clean it and I'll show you guys the final result. And I'll do some application. And you guys will see the brushes are gonna be like brand new. Nail brushes are actually one of the, biggest, this also helps you shape the brush also. Look at that. Gets a nice shape. Look at that. See all the bristles that are dried out. Like acrylic brush is not gonna last forever, but if you can restore and take care of it, they do last for a long time. I've used one for almost 3 years before, and people didn't believe me when I told them that, and then they wonder why. You gotta really take care of your brushes. I mean, these are expensive, and I sell brushes, and I don't really mind as long as my people that buy my brushes take care of it. That's the service's quality. So as you can see, everything is on. Now it's time for you to shape the brush. Shape it how you like it, because when this is gonna stay like this overnight, guess what? The brush is gonna take on that shape. So it's very important that you shape it really well, how you like it, your preference. I like mine a little bit rounder and a little bit square at the tip. So we're gonna let this sit here for about maybe overnight, and tomorrow I'll continue the video and then I'll clean them and then I'll do some application and you'll see how they are. Generally your brushes are probably gonna look like this, like frizzled out like this, like dried out. This is not too bad right here, this brush, but I'm saying a lot of your brushes is probably even worse. If I were to do it with this is a comparison. When this revitalized, you can see it's gonna be completely brand new. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow, everybody. So we're back, and it's been about 24 hours, and as you can see, our brushes have been sitting here. I just let them lay down like this flat. I don't suggest putting them in a drawer or anything, and make sure that they're not gonna get pressed against anything. As you can see, it's still a little soft there, but this is from the top coat holding everything together. So we can just get some quick monomer and we can just start cleaning off these brushes. So the top coat should be able to break down fairly easily because it's just regular top coat. It's not gel top coat or anything like that. And also we used to keep it, like I said, just use a little bit of monomer to clean out the brush. And ideally your brush should be nice and restored because it's been sitting there soaking in that nice oil. And look at that, just so sleek and fine. These are the brush restoration. This is how I do it. You can do it however way you want to do it. There's a lot of people that use different methods, but this works best for me. I've done this so many times, and I've used my brush for like forever, ever. Especially my Nail Dad Studios brush are pretty much a very good quality Kolinsky. You can just see the sheen after you just, you know, revitalize these brushes. Look how smooth that is. This brush is over a year old. Wow. So let's see, the monomer will just break down that top coat. It'll clean out all that oil in there. You want to get that clean out. And of course, you're going to throw this monomer away. It's going to be contaminated. You're not going to be using this monomer. I'm just going to clean the brushes and just see how simple that top coat just comes right off. And any residue, we had a little bit left over, a quick residue here, but see it come out right now. I should have cleaned this out earlier, yesterday, but I didn't grab it. So see, it just comes right out because of the oil. The oil that we put on there does not allow the acrylic to reattach on there. So nice. I love me a good Kolinsky brush. See? The monomer will just break down that top coat we used from the last video, and you can just feather through and you can feel everything in there. And if there's a little bit of acrylic left, probably because we didn't clean it properly, but most of the time because the oil won't allow the acrylic to actually stick to the brush. So you can probably just clean that off real nice, but look at that, free of everything. That's what we're looking for. And the monomer will keep the brush nice and soft. And look at that. So you got a 12 brush here. And this is my brush line. It comes in 10, 12, 14, and 16. Beginners 10 and 12, pretty nice. Whatever you're comfortable with. 16 and 14 are actually one of my favorites, especially when they're crimped. As you can see, when I'm cleaning the brushes, I'm cleaning where the crimp zone is right here, to make sure that it stays flattened out like that direction, the way I like it. See that? It holds the shape. Remember when we put that top coat, we kind of shaped it. Now when the brush is done, it holds the shape that we want, and that's the shape I like. I like a little bit of straight edge in the tip, and also like, you know, a little bit of body there. And what the hell? Let's do some application just to see. Okay. So we're just doing an application. I'm gonna use the same monomer. Just gonna grab swatch sticks and just do some applications. Let's start with our favorite 16, okay? Use this as like a really big. So now the brush is nice and revitalized. And as you saw before in the beginning of the video, this brush had acrylic in it, but now it doesn't have acrylic in there anymore. So you can be able to pick up the bead, and you can just see that it doesn't get no acrylic get stuck onto it anymore. That's very nice. You fluff this powder up a little bit. A little dense. I'm trying to get a big bead here. Get up a lot of monomer. There we go. I'm not using my nail dead monomer. This is the monomer at the salon. Completely out of stock. Let's see the brush. As long as you clean it, keep it nice, it's nice and smooth. It will not allow any acrylic to get stuck onto the brush. This is important. But when you're working with acrylic, you don't want any acrylic to get stuck on it, because then you kind of feel a little bit stickiness. This is very smooth. This is how you test the quality of your brush. And if there was acrylic in your brush, what's going to happen is the acrylic is going to start attaching to your acrylic that you're working on, and it won't have that nice smoothness that you're looking for. That's the 16. Nice. Make sure, check, look at that. No acrylic stuck in there. That's how you take care of your tools, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and store this standing up. And let's go hit up with a 14 real quick. I love a nice clean brush, a nice good quality brush too. It's just, you know, it makes working with acrylic so much easier. So much easier. Look at that. Just moving the acrylic down without worrying about anything getting stuck on the brush. I'm brushing with this brush, see? really any excess on there. I really do truly miss my monomer. And this is what you're looking for. A nice clean brush after you're done with application. That's how ideally it should be, right? So I'm gonna clean this brush again. I always run my finger through the brush like this, because that's when you can feel if there's any excess acrylic in there. And you just gotta dip your brush in there and just clean it with a paper towel like this, push it out, okay? Reshape your brush how you want it stored, how you want the shape to be shaped. Let's go with the 12 brush here. I always clean my brush every time I drop the acrylic, because when I work with acrylic, I want to make sure that it's nice and clean. Oop. The rear nail acrylic brush is like your most important tool for you to use. It's very important for you to actually kind of make sure you have a good tool to do a nice application. And we're gonna end with our number 10 brush. This is our 12 brush. See a little bit of residue in here, that's fine. This is residue from the acrylic. You can definitely just tap in the monomer and remove it. A lot of times when you're working with acrylic, there's a little bit of residue that gets stuck in the brush. That's fine, that's normal. It's up to you to be able to clean it out and make sure it's not there. Some residue is okay. It keeps the brush together when you put it in the monomer. It kind of keeps it sealed together like this. And our 10 brush here. Smallest brush, but this one will pack a doozy. It definitely will get the job done for you. Especially the way I crimp the brush. Look at that. See, I can still create the same size bead, regardless of brush size. It's all about the ratio. Wish I still had my monomer, but this will have to do. And there we have it, guys. And I hope that helped a lot of you guys restore your brushes and take care of your brushes. How I do it doesn't matter. A little bit of residue in here is fine. Stick in the monomer, get rid of it. Further through, yes. And there we have it. I hope you guys enjoy. This is my 10 brush. I hope you guys enjoy the tutorial there, and for a lot of you guys are getting ready to restore your brushes, I hope you restore your brushes and get them done. Thank you so much. Hey guys, hope you guys enjoyed that video. Took a little time put into that brush cleaner restoration video. Pretty much gonna be doing more of that kind of content coming up on my YouTube channel, because a lot of these content require a lot of time. Can't show that in like a TikTok or something like that. It's just not long of a video. So that's what I'm gonna be focusing on my YouTube, and hopefully thank you for your support, and also please like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also leave in the comments what you want to see next. I'm going to be moving on to a lot of things like gel lamps and products and comparisons and stuff like that, hopefully to help a lot of beginners out there joining the industry and learning about these new products and understanding some of the products firsthand before having to buy them. Thank you guys, and once again, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel and support the content.